Since we left off in the last video, this attack combo has moved from blocking to spline. And I think it's really starting to look pretty nice. Mostly it was fairly easy really to take that step because in this case I really focused on solving problems in the blocking stage. And I actually got into a discussion on this topic the other day and realized one thing that has changed in my workflow in, say, the last 6 months is that I spend a lot more time in blocking. And prior to that, I believe that oftentimes I would move on too quickly to start breaking down or start the spline process without sorting out some of the basic issues of the shot. And consequently, you get bogged down very quickly into the details, and it just makes a lot harder to work on the animation. Overall, I feel moving on too quickly, not solving your problems in the blocking stage, costs animation quality and time. So let's take a look at where we were to where we are now. So what I'm showing here on the top is the blocking pass, and what I'm showing on the bottom is the most recent spline pass. Probably the biggest difference that you're seeing is the length of the shot. I knew this was going to happen because I had always planned to pretty much copy the animation for the recover. Here, why don't I pause this? From right here, from when he pulls the axe and settles back into the idle pose. I'd always planned on copying that section of the animation pretty much verbatim from the heavy attack because it's easy enough to reuse animation. In this case, it works out very well. So consequently, in the blocking up top, I really didn't spend a lot of time blocking that out or even thinking about timing. So last video, my biggest concern here was this second attack. I felt overall it didn't have the impact that the first attack had, and I wanted it to feel at least as strong as the first attack, if not stronger, because I kind of wanted it to build from the first to the second to the last. And I think now it's working better for a couple of reasons. I believe this blocking pass up top is even more recent than what I showed in the last video. Some of the problems were starting to get worked out by that point. But one thing that is different, and I think you can see it here, if I'm moving in on the bottom, we can see I've leaned back the spine, whereas in the blocking pass I had it leaning forward. I think that's one thing that's helped, is kind of easing into that. Another thing is, as we get to this pose here, I have the hips, or the center of mass, are down a little bit than what they are up top, where they're up a little bit. Also, obviously, we have his leg up in the air, and we have this kind of this C curve to the back, whereas on the bottom, I have him kind of leaning in. I think I can improve this pose a little bit, but the idea is there. I have him kind of leaning in, and the foot is much closer to the ground. I think that this overall really just kind of helped this shot work better. Fixing that pose and kind of leaning into it and not coming up so high with the center of mass. Most everything else has stayed pretty much the same, but I feel like that second attack is working much better than it did before. So I won't call this done just yet, but it's getting pretty close. I think I'll see what kind of notes I get this week, and then I'll take another polish pass at it, and we'll go on from there. And once that's finished, I can then string all of these recent animations together. The combat idle, the light attack, the heavy attack, and finally the combo attack. And I found a really nice script that helps when you're wanting to copy and paste animations or taking separate animations and combining them all together in one file. We'll talk about that in a future video. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.